TV worldwide as the Whites prepare for the first home game of the La Liga season. That match on the back of a brilliant 3-1 win away to Celta in the opening weekend of the La Liga season. Benzema on target with the first cross with a wonderful strike from outside the box, and Lucas Vázquez, the sub, drilling past the keeper. 3-1 ended with Celta pulling back a consolation goal with just under 10 minutes remaining. The visitors this weekend to the Santiago Bernabéu are Real Valladolid, the side that just about avoided the drop last season. They've brought in several new faces over the summer, and they picked up an excellent win away from home, beating 10-man Real Betis 2-1, with a former Real Madrid youth team player, Oscar Plano, popping up in the 89th minute to score the winner. Last time these sides met was at Valladolid's home stadium, the José Zorrilla, with Real Madrid running out 4-1 winners. And the meeting at home ended 2-0. Vinicius scoring his first goal for Real Madrid, and also Ramos converting from the spot. In fact, Ramos has a good record against Valladolid. The defender in the centre of the shot there has scored 84 goals. This will be his 15th season at the club. And he scored against Valladolid both home and away, in total 9 games against Valladolid, all of them playing for Real Madrid. Of course, Ramos started his career at Andalusian side Seville. And Sergio Ramos will be looking forward to the visit of Valladolid. This training session taking place at Valdebebas. Yesterday's workout was at the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium, where the players trained for around about, it was a 90-minute workout. We're back here at Valdebebas. This is the last session of the week ahead of the game against Madrid on Saturday at 7 o'clock p.m. local time. Gareth Bale in the group to the right also has fond memories of Valladolid. He scored his first hat-trick for the club against Real Valladolid, and he enjoyed a good outing last weekend, setting up Karim Benzema for Real Madrid's first. And according to that man, Zinedine Zidane, in the post-match press conference, he praised Gareth Bale and also Vinicius on their hard work, discipline, and also how well they defended, how well they were dropping back to help out in defensive duties. The last encounter with Saturday's opposition. It was Anwar, the midfielder, who actually fired Valladolid into the lead with just about half an hour gone. But Varane equalised, and then a couple of quick-fire goals scored by Karim Benzema. And Real Madrid a 2-goal cushion, and then it was Luka Modric who dribbled through the Valladolid defence before firing past Jordi Masip, the Valladolid goalkeeper. And Valladolid have not won at the Santiago Bernabéu since back in 2008, a rare win for Valladolid. And Real Madrid, when it comes to first home games of the season, they have another good record, unbeaten the last 13 seasons. Started back in 2006-07 when they were held at home by Villarreal. Since then, 10 wins and 3 draws. They've beaten Getafe twice. Valencia, funny enough, 2 draws. Betis 5-0, 2-1. Celta, Cordoba, Osasuna, Deportivo Numancia. Atletico Madrid 2-1. Last season it was Getafe who were beaten at the Santiago Bernabeu. Gareth Bale scoring in that win. And of those home games, we saw briefly Karim Benzema. Well, he scored 5 goals in those matches against Getafe, Betis and Cordoba. Gareth Bale, that guy I mentioned against Getafe, and also twice against Betis in a 5-0 win. And the 13-time European champions will be looking to make it back-to-back wins in La Liga. Levante and Villarreal. 2 more games before the international break. Levante will be at home at Villarreal, always a tough stadium to visit. Away from home, but Valladolid will be travelling to Madrid with the morale sky high following that impressive win down in Seville against Betis. The players continue to work out during this open door session. The 15 minutes open to the press, and then the rest will take place behind closed doors. Of course, that's when they look at the more tactical issues, set pieces, and then the manager will be fielding questions from journalists in the press conference, which will be shown live here on Real Madrid TV, so please tune in later. It's around about midday local time. That's 12 o'clock Central European Summer Time. And then later in the day, the squad list will be announced for the visit of Valladolid. Continue to work in 2 groups. Then later during the session, the goalkeepers will head off with the goalkeeping coach. The players are put in sprints, and then there's normally a practice match. You can see some of the best highlights of the training session by watching the bulletin on Real Madrid TV.
Alberto, te oigo súper bajito, tío. No sé si estás lejos.
There's Marcelo slides in and gets a smile from Gareth Bale. He now takes centre of the circle in this piggy in the middle exercise. Zinedine Zidane, as you can see from the players out training, have a decision to make with the starting 11. There's an nutmeg, and there's a big cheers from Courtois. Don't see that too often, the goalkeeper nutmegging an outfield player, and it's Varane has to bow his head. Now it's Militao, who's taken the spot of his teammate in the centre. There is the Welshman, Bell. That hat-trick against Valladolid included a great goal when he started to move deep in his own half, in his own box, and ran the full length of the pitch. Ball was out wide. It was Marcelo with the ball back into the centre, and Gareth Bale got on the end after that 80-metre dash to finish. Also scored with his right foot into the bottom corner. And his starts at Real Madrid to the campaign have been impressive. Also scored both goals in a win up at Real Sociedad 3 seasons ago at the start, of course, on target last campaign at home to Getafe. And Real Madrid are we looking, of course, to keep a clean sheet. I know that's disappointed that Celta scored late on, but you look at Celta, they do have lots of talented players in the final third of the pitch, and Courtois did make a really good save when it was at 1-0. And then soon after, Real Madrid went down the other end to make it 2-1. And Valladolid have some good players in the final third of the pitch too, like sort of Guardiola, the striker, Plane, Unal, Alcaraz, the midfielder, who was probably their best player last season, is out injured, and their centre-back, the club's player of the year, Calero, was sold to Espanyol. But the manager, Sergio, said he was impressed by what he saw against Celta in that press conference yesterday. So that Real Madrid on an off day are hard to beat, and if they play like they did against Celta, didn't expect them to play as good, if not better, when the teams meet at the Santiago Bernabéu. His team need to put in a perfect performance, and even so, it will be unlikely they'll be able to come away with anything from the Santiago Bernabéu if Real Madrid can play to their potential. And that's what Zidane has been saying throughout the week and working on. There were some mixed results in pre-season, but that is what pre-season is all about. It's preparing for the start of the season. There's no point winning all your games and then losing your first game of the campaign. It's a gradual learning curve. And if there are any doubts during pre-season, they've been, you say, washed away really with that outstanding performance against Celta Vigo. The manner in which the team defended, the manner in which the team attacked, the chances created in both halves, and the fact that the subs came on also had an impact too, especially Lucas Vázquez with that goal. Special goal, of course, for Lucas Vázquez, who's from that part of Spain, from Galicia. Lucas Vázquez in the left circle as this session continues here at Valdebebas. Casemiro, good outing too, alongside Modric and Kroos. Now Zidane may have to, or will have to make a change in midfield. There are many options for the French manager to find someone to slot into the middle of the park. I'm sure those questions will be asked to Zinedine Zidane in the press conference. That's all now from the Open Door training session. Join us later in the day for the bulletin and, of course, Zidane's press conference live on Real Madrid TV.
The philosophy here